Hi guys, this is Mariam again and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I started crocheting this vest from Granny Squares, how it went and how it ended. So at first I thought maybe I will need to draw what the vest is going to look like. Although I'm not good at drawing at all, I just thought, yeah, it's a good idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but here am I sitting in my chair and drawing a vest that I really wanted to do. So I thought maybe I will need 9 granny squares in the front and 9 in the back. But in the drawing, I kind of drew too many of them. I think I crocheted this vest for my sister with her for her size. She wears like S or M. I think it's mostly M size. So in the drawing I have here like 8 big squares, and I thought maybe on the part of the upper part, like I'm gonna make smaller squares. So I thought, yeah, at the front I will have 3 rows, but in this great picture you can see just 2 rows, and then I thought, yeah, maybe I will have 3. So I thought, okay, I will drew how I'm gonna make the squares. So I thought, yeah, maybe I should have a ring, and then I should have 4 double crochets and connected with 3 loops of chain, and it will going to be the first row. Here I'm kind of drawing the how I'm going to crochet, and yeah, this is what the first row will look like. And then in the second row I will I'm gonna add 2 additional double crochets in every 4 additional double crochets in every group of crochets. So it's going to be 4, then it's going to be 8 if I'm not mistaken, and then it's going to be 12 in every group of, for like the first 4 rows, 4 double crochets, it's going to be 8, and etc. So I'm going to explain much more easier now when I will write down how many stitches is gonna need in every row. So I thought, yeah, drawing is not what I'm good at, and maybe I will just write it down, guys. So yeah, I gave up on drawing at some point. I'm not sure. I'm not the type of crocheter who uses much of many drawings or things that showing how to crochet or what type of stitches you're gonna need. I'm just having it in my mind, but sometimes I really need to write down how many stitches I have in every row so I can remember for the next project. So in the first, you can see I have 4 double crochets and 3 loops of chain in like 4 times. In the second row I have 8 double crochet and 3 chains, again in every group. And for the third I'm gonna have 12, and for the fourth row I'm gonna have 16. So in the end it's going to look like this, guys. Nothing like extraordinary, just granny squares, and you can see that 4 double crochets in first row, 8, 12, and 16 in the fourth row. So you can make it bigger or smaller, so it depends on your project. So the yarn I'm going to use is this type of yarn, half acrylic, half cotton, and you can see the sizes of the yarn. And yeah, I'm going to use 3mm hook, but you can use also a 4mm. It is written on the yarn, and this is a type of yarn. This is how the yarn looks like. So I'm going to show you how to make this granny square. So I start with the loop, and it's going to be 4 double crochets, and I'm counting the chain of 3 here also as double crochet. So it's 3, 4, it was the 4th, yeah, and 3 loops of chain, and then I'm going again 4 double crochets, 2, 3, and 4, and 3 loops. Yeah, so you can see that I'm taking from the slip knot. You can make a chain of 3 loops. You can make a magic ring if you can do so, but I think that there is no difference between all those types of, so do start however you feel confident with. So this is my 4th group of stitches. This is my 2nd double crochet, the 3rd here, and here is the 4th. And then I connect the last group with the 1st with chain of 3 loops here too. And that's it. This is your 1st row. Now I'm going to add little 2 more, 4 more stitches in every group. Here you can see how I make double crochet without a chain. So it mostly looks like double crochet. Maybe you're okay with a chain, so stay with the chain, guys. This is just a suggestion from me. So this is the 4th, 5, and 6. Then I'm doing loops, 3 loops, and I continue from the same place, like 1 and 2, and the 3rd one, see where it goes, where the hook goes. So I'm taking the yarn, going into the loop, I'm taking the double and I'm crocheting a double crochet stitch, and here again. So it was the 6th stitch, 7th, and 8th. This is the end of this group. So 3 loops of chain, and then again from that place I'm taking 2 additional stitches, then I go into this loop, and I'm taking the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, 6th, and the last 2 stitches, 7th 1/8, and a chain of 3 loops. And again, I'm repeating this till I get to the first stitch, till I get to the end of the 4th group, and I will show you how to connect the end with the beginning of the 2nd row. 5, 6, or 5, 5, 6. Yeah, sorry, I'm losing sometimes the count. 7 and 8. A chain of 3, and remember we had 6 here, so we're gonna add 2 more stitches here, 1 and 2, and we have 8 stitches here also. I'm just connecting this the beginning of the row with the end of the row, and this is our 2nd row ready. I'm gonna continue with the 3rd row. Look how it looks. So if you need small squares just like me, I left the small ones on the 2nd row, but the big ones I'm gonna do 4 rows. This is my 3rd row. And again, I'm going to add 2 additional stitches here and 3 loops with a chain. 2 more stitches here. The 3rd one goes into this loop. The 4th should be 12 this time. 5th. Tell me if you also struggle with your yarn every time. I really do so. And I'm adding 2 additional stitches here. So guys, you can count, it's 12 stitches, double crochet stitches, 3 loops in the chain, and then again 2 additional and double crochets from every stitch from the previous row. And 11 and 12 from here. So guys, I'm going to make this type of granny squares in different colors. You can choose whatever color you want for your vest. I decided to make it colorful one, so I'm gonna have several colors, as you see in the beginning and you will see in the end. And we're going to end the 3rd row very soon. And here we come to the end of the row, and to 2 more additional stitches here, and I have these 2 loops that stay here, and I'm gonna crochet from them also. 1 from here and 1 from here. That's it. And I'm going to connect the stitches, and if you want, you can count and see that in every group we have 12 double crochets in the third row. So the 12, we're going to add 4 more stitches, and it's going to be 16 in every group in the fourth row. So again, I'm starting here. This is the last row. Again, guys, this is just an instruction. You can add more rows. It depends on how big you want your granny square to be. It depends on the size of your vest. It depends on if you, maybe you want to make like granny squares in different sizes and connect them together. It will be so much interesting. So if you want to make like more rows, you just remember that in every row we need, in every group we need like 4 additional stitches. So in general, like there are 4 groups, 4 to 4 makes 16. So in every row you need 16 more additional double crochets. So if the fourth row is like 16 double crochets, then a chain of 3. In the 5th row it's going to be 20 double crochets, and then 3 loops in the chain, and so on. So in every you can count that way, and you can make your square bigger and bigger. So you can make a very big square, and you can make a bag from it, or purse from it. So you can decide whatever you want to do, or it can be, I don't know, as something you can put on a table or on a chair. So whatever, you can decide what to do with that. So write me if you have any questions with counting the rows and the stitches. I'm here to answer to all of your questions. I really understand that at the beginning it may seem really hard, and for me this was the first project that I did with granny squares. It was really hard. I never thought it would take so much time, and maybe sometimes I got very I didn't want to like continue crocheting the same thing all the time, even though I was changing the colors, but I was crocheting like the same thing every time, and I got really bored with that. So during the crocheting of the vest, I crocheted 2 bags, like, and some other stuff. I crocheted also a top, and I really didn't want to go back to that project, but at the same time I wanted to finish it. So finally I did it last week, and it really looked nice. So I decided, like, I have a footage, and yeah, I'm gonna do this video for you. So here we are coming to the end of the 4th row. I make this, I'm going to add these 2 additional stitches here, and I'm going to this loop and crochet in a double crochet, from here also 2, 3 and 4, and I'm connecting, and that's it. This is the end of the 4th row. My first granny square of the west project is ready. I'm going to cut the yarn, and that's it, the first one, guys. Here are the main colors I was using. They are really different from each other, like from pink to green to blue. I had very nice purple, and I just like sew them with a crochet hook. You can do the same thing with a needle if you feel good with it. So there are many other techniques to crochet square, connect square together, but I decided this time I want the sewing part to be shown, because I was going to use the same yarn for the parts of the neck and as the bottom part, so I just wanted that color to be shown somewhere else too. I decided to crochet and see how it looks. As I said already, I had 9 big squares in the front and 9 in the back, and I also have 6 small squares for every sleeve. It's like 12 of them in total. And also I understood that in the sides I need in every side I need 3 additional squares. So in general I make like 18 plus 6, so 24 squares, big squares, and 12 small squares. So it's size M. I think I made it for my sister, so it was she wears in the size M. Yeah, I'm struggling here, guys. Yeah, it was hard. Yeah, I will say that this project was really hard. So please like this video, share, so many other people see my struggles as well. But I also enjoyed it. I'm telling the truth. I really enjoyed it, especially the end when I saw the result. Here it is. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other parts, with the other rows, and connect everything together. And from here I'm going to crochet the bottom and the sleeves and the neck part. So I'm going to use just single crochet pattern. I'm using like 6 stitches for the sleeves and the neck. Now for the sleeves I use 6 stitches. For the neck I use 9 stitches, and for the bottom part I use 12 stitches. So I really like to take not a number of stitches like connected to each other. I don't know how I decided, but it seems to me like when you bring like 5, 7, 10 stitches, or 6, 9, like 12, it looks like really like looks kind of the same. And when you just see something with that number of stitches, you're like, yeah, they're kind of similar. There is no big difference between them. So here you can see how I crocheted the bottom part, and how I connect this part with the main with the body of the west. So I can see that in every beginning of the row I just left the first stitch, and I'm counting till single crocheting till the end of the row, and then I connect with the main part of the west. I'm going to show you also the way I connect. You can see the last one, and here I'm leaving this one and I'm going to the next. So yeah, and I'm going back from the first loop. I'm going to crochet till the end of the row. Yeah, that's it, guys. Most of the things we are done already. So here is the final result, guys. You can see what I finally have. Thank you for staying with me this long. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.